Hello YouTube, this is Robert Ness 816 and I'm going to come at you with another suspension tuning video with the Traxxas Slash. I have the two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive versions here. Mostly stock, not too much done with them, but the purpose of this video is about buying different springs that Traxxas offers so you can tune your suspension accordingly to pretty much how you want to drive your truck. So with me, I would like to tune my suspension so that they handle better, so that they traction roll less, and that they basically perform in a way that I prefer. So we're going to start off with the two-wheel drive Slash. And I did make a video about this in the past, but I'll make it again since I'm doing another one now about the four-wheel drive as well. So the two-wheel drive Slash is pretty simple. I didn't really do anything to it. The rear springs on the Slash are stock. The shock oil is stock, so the stock rear springs, 30 weight shock oil in the rear. I adjusted the rear ride height so that the suspension arms sit basically level. The front end is a little bit different. I have 25 weight oil in the front, and I'm using the Traxxas 6863 front springs, which are stiffer, and basically a stiffer front spring does improve handling since it basically reduces body roll. And with these cars you want to have a stiffer front spring and a softer rear spring because that'll pretty much allow the car to corner better. I'm using the stock mounting holes in a suspension arm, as you can see. Same thing with the rears. I'm using these stock locations because on this particular truck I didn't really have too much of an issue, and I did want to keep the body roll aspect of the Slash because I kind of liked how it handles like that because it is a short course truck, and if you take that away then it kind of blends into everything else out there, so that's why I like the body roll part. But as far as the cornering ability goes, this truck is far more stable than it is out of the box. So big improvement. The only thing with these progressive rate springs is you can see they're a little bit shorter. So to compensate for that, to prevent the spring cups from coming off, I just put a little tiny bit of super glue on the spring retainer on the bottom there, and that basically doesn't keep it on permanently. It just prevents it from coming off or loosening up basically if you come off a jump. Because as you can see with the way I have the ride height set up, that spring cup can come out if the truck is pretty much in the air or anything like that. So, and these springs are basically stiffer than what comes on the Slash, so that's why they're actually shorter and have a thicker spring. So if you look at the stock springs here, you can see on the 4x4 Slash, these are basically black lines. So these are like your neutral spring, and these springs are 10% stiffer than what comes on here. So as you can see, the spring material is a little bit thicker than what's on here. At least the gauge of the wire that the spring is made out of is a little bit thicker. So that's pretty much it. And the camber adjustment I have cambered in just a little bit. And same thing with the rear, is just this is my girlfriend, she just got out of the shower. So the rear is cambered in a little bit too, and that basically helps with straight line stability as well, and cornering as well too. The front is cambered in just a little bit more than the rear is. So pretty much it with the two-wheel drive Slash. Going on now with the 4x4 Slash. So the Slash 4x4 is interesting in that it has stiffer springs than the two-wheel drive Slash does, but the body roll is just as bad out of the box. I shouldn't say body roll, the suspension tuning I would say is just as bad because they wanted to give it like a plush handling characteristic, and that's cool, but the thing is for cornering on road or any type of grippy surface, these trucks really like to traction roll a lot. So one way to fix that with the 4x4 Slash out of the box is taking the rear shocks and moving them onto one of the outer holes here. So as you can see, I'll use the front arm as an example. That's basically where the rear shocks will come mounted as well. And all I did was just move them on the one hole to my left. So that alone makes a gigantic improvement in handling and stability for these trucks. Now the issue is with the stock springs though, that also introduces a lot of understeer, and that makes this truck handle good, but the thing is it likes to turn wide at that point. So to offset that, I use the rear springs, which are softer. These are 10% softer than what comes on this truck, and those springs are the 6866 springs. So these are your green springs. So again, these are 10% softer than what comes on a Slash, and doing that basically offset the handling differences now. So the back end is now more inclined to follow the front end around, so your handling is much more even, and basically you get a similar body roll characteristic, but not anywhere near as what it would come with out of the box. But the handling on the 4x4 Slash is now much better than what it was out of the box. So I did the same thing with the front end, a little bit of toe in here, or camber I mean, in the front, and same thing with the back, although not as much. So that basically helps out again with stability. And as you can see, I have these suspension arms front and back. They're basically tuned so that they're both level. That's pretty much how you want to have your suspension set up on these trucks. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.